Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Tuesday, August 17th. Important video today. We've got news on EIDL 2.0 and PPP forgiveness news. A lot of businesses are not requesting PPP forgiveness. It's a major issue. I want to talk about that. Plus a look at the economy and the week ahead. And very important at the end, I'll talk about if you have received an EIDL loan or grant or PPP loan, how to claim your business and keep track of that publicly available information about the money you've taken from the federal government. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, turning on alerts, and do me a huge favor, the one main ask today, give this video a thumbs up. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes today. It's the best way for YouTube to suggest this video to others, especially people who need help, who want clear information about what's happening. Let me start with the brand new PPP report. This just came out today. Then I'll talk about EIDL 2.0. Okay, this is great to see from the SBA. This is a new type of report. First time we've seen it about lender submission metrics and forgiveness. So I want to point out some good things and a few small critiques on this report. But one of the main items right here, there have been over 11,400,000 PPP loans distributed between 2020 and this year, over 11.4 million PPP loans for a total value of $792 billion. So think about that. This report right here is giving a status update for $792 billion, almost $1 trillion over the past 18 months. Now take this comparison for what it's worth, but the US spent about $2 trillion in Afghanistan over the past 20 years. Here it is right here from Newsweek, $2.26 trillion on the war in Afghanistan over the past 20 years. Well, we know the results now. And over the past year and a half, we've given approximately half that amount to small business owners across the country. Many of you watching this video, there have been over 5.6 million PPP loans approved. Here in the report, it says applications, but I believe they mean approved applications, so they could have been clearer about that. Overall, only 40% of all PPP loans have submitted forgiveness applications, and 46% of all PPP loans have been fully or partially forgiven. So most of the loans that have been submitted for forgiveness have been processed. That's one of the takeaways here. And we know that the majority of PPP loans were $50,000 or less. It's also not surprising that the percent of businesses who applied for forgiveness is lowest among that group, among the group that's 50,000 or less. Here it is at the bottom right here. Only 44% of businesses that took 50,000 or less have applied for forgiveness. Compare that to the higher groups. The forgiveness request is closer to 2/3 or higher. Now, the other useful thing is to break it down by year. So when we look at that same group, 50,000 or less, again, a lot of you watching are probably in that bucket, 50K and fewer. 81% of the businesses in 2020 that took loans of 50K or less have been forgiven. That still leaves 1 out of 5 businesses who took PPP loans last year who haven't requested forgiveness. That's very surprising. So if you know someone who's taken a PPP loan, remind them, don't forget about forgiveness, basically turning those loans into grants. And the last thing I want to mention here is that when people apply for forgiveness, 99% of the loan amount that has been submitted for forgiveness has been forgiven. So in most cases, businesses have qualified for full forgiveness. That's the main takeaway there, full forgiveness. One nitpick thing is on the date. This report mentions August 16th. The data is from August 15th, but at the top here, they also refer to August 15th. That should be August 16th at the top, since that's the date of the report. So some small things that maybe it's nitpicky, but when you're reporting on nearly $800 billion, hopefully there's a few people that can catch these internally and make sure things make sense. But overall, glad to see this. So the takeaway there is don't forget to apply for forgiveness and tell your friends to apply for forgiveness. On EIDL 2.0, no announcements today. We're looking at the newsroom. I've talked to our contacts. There's no official announcement on EIDL 2.0. That's the $2 million caps and expanded eligible uses of EIDL loans. Again, the SBA said it's going to happen. They've shared slides. They did webinars last week. We're just awaiting official announcement. They said it would come on Monday, but no final word yet. Whenever we find out, I'll break the news here and on our app. Speaking of on our app and website, we have EIDL and PPP lookups. You can go to helloskip.com/EIDL-data, or the same PPP/data. The links are in the description below. You can look up your EIDL grant or loan or PPP loan, whichever you've taken or received. This is updated through a few weeks ago. In some cases, not all of the data is there. If you don't see your business, you can get in touch with us. You can email tips@helloskip.com. By the way, if you ever have tips for us, you can always email us there, tips@helloskip.com. But now, when you search for your business, like in this case, I put in Skip, there's a Hop Skip Jump LLC in Toledo, Ohio. If that was your business, you can click, is this your business, and claim your business. We talk about how to claim your business basically on our app. Download the app, log in and click see new funding opportunities, put in your business name and tap search. You'll be able to see your business name, click it to claim your business and set up your funding track. So that's the second call to action today. If you've taken any of these loans and want to claim your business, search for it on our lookups to make sure it's there, then go to our app and add your business right here. You'll be able to track your funding, find out about new funding opportunities, and we've got a few new things coming up later this week on this as well. We've had a dedicated team working on this. Huge shout out to the thousands of you who've already set this up. If you want the app, use the links in the description below, or you can go to trackeidlgrant.com. It'll get you a $10 credit for the app. Okay, looking ahead for this week, inflation, GDP, jobless claims. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Tomorrow, Wednesday, U.S. consumer prices are expected to advance at a slower pace in July than in June. Here we go. Inflation has been running hot as rising demand collides with supply chain snarls and shortages of materials and labor. The Federal Reserve is betting that elevated inflation readings will be temporary, a key tenet of its easy money policies. Another piece from today, the U.S. economy is likely to outgrow China's due to contrast in pandemic responses. So in the race with China, here's one of the results. U.S. gross domestic product rose 12.2% in the second quarter of this year from a year earlier, outpacing China's 7.9% gain. The American edge should continue for at least the next few quarters. Many economists say that would be the first sustained period since at least 1990 in which the U.S. economy grew faster than China's. And the main point here is the U.S. poured far more resources into recovery. We know that, trillions and trillions of dollars. A combination of vaccinations, massive fiscal stimulus, and near zero interest rates pushed the U.S. ahead of China in GDP growth. The two countries' responses to the Delta variant of the coronavirus may once again greatly affect their growth prospects. Government aid helped U.S. households accumulate $2.6 trillion in what Moody's Analytics calls excess household savings that exceed what would have been anticipated before the pandemic. That is nearly 7 times as much as China. Don't forget, you can also claim your business on our funding tracker on our app. If you've taken a PPP loan, EIDL loan, or grant, go for it. Join everyone else who's jumped on it. Most importantly, thanks so much for giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.